Hello, everyone. So, I don't really know what this story's about, but I thought I should find out. Consider me curious. So it says here, Pam Grier on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and men who cheat. Don't worry about my guns, worry about my chainsaw. Okay. Pam Grier is always prepared. I'm always ready for an emergency. Grier 73. Clothes, keys, boots by the door in case of an earthquake, a backpack with extra water. She's going way too far for whatever kind of convoluted shit she's saying. Anywhere I go, I have a fire extinguisher in my truck in case people throw a cigarette out the window. A fire extinguisher or a cigarette? Are you in the forest? And a 20-inch chainsaw oiled and ready to go. 73. Listen, ma'am, you're 73. If someone's not cheating on you, they probably can't get it up. So you probably have a pile of bodies somewhere. And that chainsaw is on hand for any scenario, including cheating men. It's interesting that you can threaten to kill a man for impropriety in a relationship. And if you did that the other way around as a man to a woman, you would be an abuser. It'd be it's definitely going to be called psychological abuse, and it definitely wouldn't be allowed, and it wouldn't be a joke to anyone, even if you were joking. Interesting. I've seen them take their rings off in the elevators when I step in. You think you're slick. You think you'll come home and I'll take care of you because I'm going to cut your A up. Don't worry about my guns. Worry about my chase. I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure you should know this as a woman. Wearing a wedding ring actually attracts women, not the opposite. So taking the ring off would have a opposite effect of what you're implying. Pam Grier on, okay. Why is that picture? It doesn't. Pam Grier and Richard Pryor in Grease Lightning? They were in that movie? I don't, what? When did this happen? I remember, I know I watched that movie. I don't, courtesy Everett collection, the North Carolina natives' fierce independence shriek helped her become a trailblazer in Hollywood. Her fierce independence streak. All right. Where she was the queen of 1970s blaxploitation movies. I don't know who's writing this, but blaxploitation in the 70s wasn't a thing. Blaxploitation nowadays is a thing. You know, when they turn the Little Mermaid black in order to get black audiences to go see a movie. When they make Black Panther and shove a whole bunch of black people in that movie, but yet they don't scream the need for diversity at the same time. Where they advertise that movie as something that Black people need to do, and especially when politicians somehow exploit Black people in order for them to vote a certain way, because if they don't, they're traitors to their race. That is Black exploitation. Just putting actors in a movie, but a specific story about specific people, especially if the characters in the story is supposed to be Black and the actors are Black, that's not Black exploitation. That's just actors playing the roles and matching the image of what the characters are supposed to be. I don't understand people, man. Like Foxy Brown and Kofi, where she was a queen. It also made her alluring to some of the era's most eligible bachelors, including no. The reason she was even in those movies in the first place was because she was attractive, and what made her alluring was her being attractive. It wasn't like all of her success was because of her being attractive. I don't know what you're trying to say with this. It made her alluring because she did great in movies. No, including Hoops legend Lou Alcindor. Who the hell is this? It wasn't a legend to me. I don't know who that is. Who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he... Oh, that was his name before? No wonder he changed it. That was dumb as shit. Sounds like a Superman villain. When he converted to Islam in 1971. Oh yeah. During their relationship. Okay, so he was with her when he changed his name. I couldn't make him happy. He called off the wedding because he needed to be with a Muslim woman who was prepared for him. I said, prepared like a sandwich, she quipped. Yeah. Marriage is a traditional institution with traditional values, and especially considering his religion, yes, he would want that. So you weren't a wife. You were a fierce, independent woman. I don't see the conflict here. Shared by education. What the fuck am I reading? Is this a different article? In the interview, Grier, who lives on Colorado Ranch, also recalled her former boo, comedian Richard Pryor, thinking she was hilarious because she drove his injured horse to a hospital in the backseat of her Jaguar. What did I just read? During the frantic drive, Richard was wearing a bathrobe and she was in tennis gear. That doesn't seem safe for this horse. I said, I'm taking him to the vet. Richard didn't have a truck or a horse trailer, but he had a horse. So I put Ginger in my Jag. We're going fast, sparks flying, hitting the hydraulics. Oh my God, this horse should be dead. What? My struts and shocks are gone, and white people on the side of us going, oh no, there's two Negroes in that car with a horse in the back seat. It sounds like you were driving recklessly. I don't think they were thinking this. I think they were worried for their lives and possibly for the life of the horse, you imbecile. You just project racism on people. I mean, you're doing something that draws attention. They're not racist. Anyone would look at you weirdly if you're doing that. I hate people. I thought, okay, we might die on the way. The horse would definitely die. You would probably be fine. How's that going to read? News at 11, an actress, a comedian, and a horse crash into a Jaguar. Well, I'm glad you think it's a joke. It's not funny. You no wonder that dude didn't want to marry her. She sounds like a total insufferable Pam Grier poses for a photo in 1972, Getty. Okay. Pam Grier in Friday Foster, which came out in 1975. All right. Ultimately, they saved the horse, but her rocky relationship with the late funny man didn't survive, obviously. And Richard said, "You crazy bitch. You funnier than me." Wasn't funny. She might be touched in the head and disconnected from reality. She doesn't realize. I think what you notice in her is that she's an adult child because her life path didn't endow her with responsibilities to know how to behave in an adult society, and she just thinks life is a big adventure and she could just do ridiculous things. I don't think that's funny at all. That's why we had a connection. Right. Pam Grier, the model, one of the most beautiful women at the time. Your connection was because you thought she was hilarious. But if you disrespect me in life and everything else, it's not going to happen. Oh, surprise, surprise, her attitude was shit. You got to have your show, your stage, but then you come home to reality. Sometimes Richard couldn't have both, and that's what I required. Okay, so he was the problem. So he was a man child. You got to have your show, your stage, but then you come home to reality. Trying to read between the lines. What did he do? Was it because he constantly needed attention or something? She also dated the late Freddie Prince. I have no idea what that is. He wanted to move to the country and have Grier would give up her career and raise their future children. That's how that works. Her career was just being beautiful. And if you're going to have children, you kind of have to give it up. Like, how is that going to work? It's the only way for her to have a family and children, for her to give it up. She have to give up her career. It's the only way that works. She can try to work while still being pregnant and still trying to raise the kids, but then you should have enough money by then. You stars, you're marrying rich dudes. So what's the point of getting with a man with fame and fortune if you're just gonna both be working? That doesn't make any sense. You might as well just get with a broke dude that you can fucking take care of and just have him home taking care of the kids, and you don't have to give up your career. So annoyed. Pam Grier and her one-time paramour, comedian Richard Pryor, Ron Gala collection. Face. I was like, right. And I know you will cheat, just like the rest of them. Of course he's going to cheat. Sweetheart, you're marrying rich, famous men, and they're only getting with you because you're beautiful, which means they have access to other beautiful women. Men. The only time men don't explore their options is when they don't have them. Just like the only time women don't explore their options is when they don't have them. They might not be sleeping with all those guys, but they do explore and try to see what is the best for them. With guys, trying to see is just fucking. All of them. That's pretty much how we test. We don't just go on dates and try to find out what you do and what your interests are. We just fuck our way through getting to know women. Sorry. The feminist hero. What the hell am I? It was like, you're just gonna cheat. She recalled the feminist hero who shares a special bond with Gloria said her towering frames sometimes preventing her from landing roles. Okay, so she is a feminist. A hero to feminists too. She saved them all from men, I guess. I'm taller than everyone in Hollywood. That's probably why you're a goddamn model. No one eats. For sure they eat because they're alive. They just don't overeat. It's a completely different thing. That is how people gain weight, because they consume more calories than they burn. So the only way they can be skinny is if they eat enough. If they don't eat enough, they'll probably die or get sick. If they eat too much, they get fat. So they're eating and they're in shape, which makes them attractive, which is why they get those jobs in Hollywood. This is the thing, because I had this recent story that I read where Michelle Yeoh or whatever was talking about how Hollywood is ageist. Hollywood isn't ageist. These movies and photos, all these things are a visual medium. So, which means you get the job based on your looks, right? It plays an important factor. To play a certain character, you have to look the part. To model for a certain thing, you have to be attractive, and people want to look like you or look at you, because it's a visual medium. So the reason Michelle Yeoh, who's a ridiculous person, she seems to think that she only gets grandma roles is because Hollywood is ageist. No, it's because you look like a grandma. She's like 60 something. You look like a grandma, you get the roles, the parts that you look like you can play. There's a reason you can't play a black person, Michelle, because you're not black. And there's a reason. Why don't you just complain you can't get baby roles, right? Why all these babies getting baby roles? Why can't they just play grandmas? That's stupid. You have to look the part to get the part. And this bullshit right here is saying they're small and skinny. Most women are not tall. That's why most of the women in Hollywood that are attractive are small and skinny instead of tall and skinny. Because most women are not tall. I'm a tall bones sister. Yes, tall people are rare. So there's not a lot of them to go around, and especially not in Hollywood. Sometimes I won't get work because I'm too tall for the leading man. Yes. Images on screen. He'd look really ridiculous for him to be a leading man, and the leading lady is taller than him. It wouldn't be a good image. No one would be able to buy him as a leading man. They would think he's a goofball or something. Sorry, even you would. I mean, most tall women, they don't really respect dudes that are shorter than them. A lot of people go off of images. I was going to play Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina's 5'1". I'm 5'8". You're 5'8"? That's not. How short was this leading man? Was it a comedy? Leading man 5'8" was a Tom Harlan or whatever. Who the hell played Spider-Man? I can't remember his name. Put on shoes. I'm 6'2". The fuck you say? I'm just gonna skip that. Who's gonna play Ike? I don't know. Someone else wearing big ass shoes. I don't. Lawrence Fishburne. I said I'm taller than him. No, you're not. He's taller than 5'8". I saw his one-man play in New York. He's not going to be able to throw my big A across the room. Even if you were taller than him, you're still a woman. He can throw you across a room. And also, it's acting. Grier also talked about hanging out with John Lennon and playing keyboard with Jimi Hendrix, where brought they brought out a big salad bowl of cocaine, but I didn't go near it. I thought it was baking powder. Thought it was baking powder. Could you be any more full of shit? She also had praise for younger stars like Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo, and Cardi B. Yep, she's definitely a poetess. In fact, she's writing something for her and Cardi B. I love Cardi and WAP. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I told her, you and your artistry are beautiful. People are going to punk you because a stallion is a male horse, but there's some really foxy mares. Is she making fun of her? I don't. God damn it. This thing just made me hate Pam Grier. It was very disappointing. Anyways,